Welcome to week 176, Manage Your Mind Validation. Let's stop hitting refresh and stock our own validation shelves. In Sophia's voice from the Golden Girls, picture it. Framingham, Massachusetts, 2020 Jamie. AirPods in, latte out. Inhaling every six-figure secrets podcast like it was oxygen. My notes app was a scroll of neon highlighter graffiti, and my iPhone photos stocked full of screenshots of what other business owners did to find success. Post on social media 3 times a day, optimize email funnels, lead magnets are a must, network authentically, whatever that means. Yet every time I'd hit send on a proposal, I'd yank the refresh Gmail like it was a lever, praying for the ding of client approval. Silence didn't just sting, it confirmed the inner monologue. The gurus were right. You're not cut out for this. Why your brain treats praise like GPS in a fog. Your ventral striatum, the brain's UPS depot. It loves external validation because each "you nailed it" delivers a fat box of dopamine labeled confidence. Creative brains, however, have a quirky loading dock. Overflow. Dopamine spills so fast you're instantly chasing the next hit. And misfile. Wins don't register, so victories feel hollow. That's neurobiology, not a character flaw. But it explains why we end up parking outside the warehouse, waiting for trucks that may never arrive. Unless we learn how to stock our own shelves first. Let's fire those gurus. Fast forward 4 years and several miles of neuroscience nerd-outs later, I stopped crowdsourcing my confidence and started running tests. Weekly MindSweep emails. Done. Rain or crickets. No thanks to clients misaligned with my growth values. Good enough. Drafts shipped before perfect could ruin them. The result? My inner loading dock finally runs on a predictable schedule. Self-trust feels weirdly peaceful, and you can too. Here's how. Become your own validation supplier. What to do. Notice. Try an I noticed journal. Document one micro moment daily where you caught yourself doing something right. No confetti cannons, just a whisper. I noticed I hit send without over-editing. Why it works. These moments train your brain to spot its own worth, like building dopamine-producing mini factories. The director's commentary trick. What to do. Practice. Pretend you're narrating your workday like a documentary. When you feel that validation itch, why haven't they replied? Pause and voiceover. Here, the entrepreneur acknowledges her anxiety but chooses to trust her craft. Why it works. This creative psychological distance turning cravings into curiosities. And validation redirect. What to do. Action. When praise arrives, breathe. Ask, did I already know this? And if yes, file it as confirmation, not permission. Why it works. This keeps external applause in the nice to have column instead of the must have column. You are the map maker now. Last month, I found my old MindSweep map, the one crammed with advice from every podcast and book. The margin notes screamed, try this, follow this exactly. But the plans that actually succeeded, the messy ones on the outside where I'd scribbled, this feels right, let's try this and see. Your brain isn't malfunctioning, it's a rebellious cartographer. Neuroplasticity means that every time you pause to ask, what do I think? Before asking, what will they think? You're rewiring the internal map, which will reflect in your business. And neuroplasticity doesn't demand perfection. It asks for repetition. The more you notice your small acts of courage, the more your brain will say, oh, we're the kind of person who does brave things. Let's do more. You're not chasing validation, you're architecting it. Yeah, the validation trucks will still roll in, and you'll greet them with a nod. I appreciate the delivery, but my shelves are already stocked. My questions for you this week are, think back to a recent compliment you received. Did it confirm something you already knew or fill a gap you hadn't noticed? And how does this distinction change its impact on you? And which shelf in your personal validation warehouse is looking a little bare right now? And what micro habit could you start this week to stock it yourself? Finally, let's discuss ways I can support you and your business. Are you ready to rewire with a co-pilot? If your brain's loading dock still looks like a traffic jam and half unpacked validation crates, let's clear the lanes together. Here's what we can do. MindSweep map your neural GPS. Let's spot the loops hijacking your confidence. We'll install microhabits, daily I noticed wins that train dopamine to stick, and run live experiments. We'll ship imperfect work, analyze results, repeat until self-trust is your default operating system. Why this works? Neuroplasticity loves repetition and social reinforcement. Working one-on-one gives your brain both structured practice and as a creative consultant, hi, it's me, mirroring back your progress in real time. So reply Mapmaker, and we can book a free 30-minute MindSweep mapping chat because you deserve a business that's stocked with confidence before the delivery trucks even arrive.